everybody, and welcome to Cotton the Wool. I am your host, SamBee, and welcome to the 15th episode. Also, oh my gosh, I just smeared my lipstick. My insulin pump is yelling at me. But yeah, now my blood sugar is going low. I'm wearing makeup today, which literally can only mean one thing. That means I'm podcasting. It has been, and Peach is already like, what the heck is happening? It's been so long. Hey, Peach. She'll come on in a little bit, but hi, guys. It's been forever, literally forever. First of all, I have a fan running in the background because it's like 85 degrees. It's not as hot here in my filming studio, but there is an AC, so it's still a little warm, and it's pretty stuffy because the windows can't open. So yeah, but I just spent the last like 30 minutes trying to find my phone because I was out trying to take photos for this Friday's update. It's currently Sunday, but this coming Friday we're going to have an update, and there is a mosquito epidemic outside. Like, that is what everybody's calling it. I don't know if you are experiencing this where you are, but here in northern Illinois, and also I believe my Wisconsin friends have been saying this as well, you step outside and there are swarms of mosquitoes. I've had it, like, we live right next to some woods, like a heavily wooded area. There's also a lot of water around, and I have never experienced it this bad. Never. It is horrible. You cannot walk anywhere without mosquitoes literally swarming you. Like, it's like a plague. So I don't know what I'm going to do about photos. Photos are best taken outside. It just shows off the colors best. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Might have to do some, like, I don't know, not as good photos indoors or something. Because I don't know when this mosquito thing is going to let up. But, yeah. Anyways, why am I talking to you guys about mosquitoes? Because it's like I wasn't even gone. But, yeah, you guys, things went crazy, and I know some people who have yarn businesses and podcasts as well are able to balance it all, but I think adding in the fact that we're trying to find a house, and in all my spare time I've been on my phone basically and computer looking up houses on Zillow. Yeah, I get about like 10 emails minimum a day from Zillow right now. If you're not aware, we've been trying to find a new farm. We've known we had to move for 4 or 5 years now. We knew that we definitely would have to. Gosh, actually, no, it's been longer. We've known that we need to move. It's a whole thing. But only in the past 6 months have we been seriously looking for a house, because it's like, now's the time we have to move. We have to move before, well, winter, hopefully. It's fall now. As you see the decor behind me, I'm getting a little bit in the spirit. But yeah, between just trying to make it to all the shows, we've never done this many shows before. The season is winding down. We still have SAF, which is the Southeastern Animal Fiber Festival in North Carolina. Let's just not even talk about Carolinas right now. They are having a hard time. I can't even, there is enough in my life that I just can't think about that right now. So let's think about happy things for a little bit. I just want to say that, yeah, the housing hunt has been nonstop and very stressful. So, yeah, I just haven't had a chance to podcast. Also, there's no AC in here. There's no heat or AC. In the winter, I can wear sweaters and put an electric heater in here, but it just hasn't come together, guys. But I've missed you, and I hope you miss me too. I miss getting to talk to you guys, and I feel like I just got lipstick on my teeth. I miss getting to talk to you guys. I miss getting to show you guys beautiful yarn that my mom and sister make, that I twist up, and Heliana helps me twist and label and all that good stuff. And yeah, so I'm just gonna tell you guys some new stuff that's going on, and we're gonna get caught in the wool. And Peach is sleeping in sheepskins right now. Like, it isn't hot as hell in here. Like, I literally have an ice pack behind my butt so that way I'm not sweating nonstop. But yeah, also I wanted to film earlier in the day so it was brighter in here and we don't have all this fluorescent fake lighting that makes me look like I have giant shadows under my eyes. But you know what? It's whatever. It's whatever. Anyways, now that I have my phone, we can actually go to the agenda and see what the heck I'm supposed to talk about, because I forgot. Okay, no, I wanted to talk to you guys about the different shows we did. So if you've been following us on social media, or looked on our show schedule on our blog, on our website, you'll know that we've been to a lot of places that I have never been before. Some of those, some that we have been to. Last time I filmed, I think, was right before Minnesota Sheep and Wool. So we went to Minnesota. I love Minnesota. It's beautiful up there. The air is literally so clean up there. I feel like I live in the country. I live like an hour and a half away from Chicago. I feel like the air is pretty fresh here. There is a lot of farming. Maybe that's also something that affects it, because there's a lot of like crop dusting that happens around here. Not right next to me, but it must affect the air quality, right? In Minnesota, like, you get up there and it's just so clean. The air literally smells different. My mom says I'm crazy, but I'm not. It does. It smells different. It's really good. It's beautiful, and seeing my friends from Minnesota was awesome. Meeting new people from Minnesota was awesome. It was just Minnesota Sheep and Wool Festival is just a great time all around. My mom said that last year they had a muskox, or this year they had a muskox, and I didn't see it, so I can't even show you pictures. But I have a ton of video footage that I took at all of these different festivals that I'm going to put in. Probably not this episode, because I kind of want to get it up since it's been literally so long since I filmed. But I might like put it in the beginnings or ends of podcasts just to be like, oh, so this is what you're missing if you don't go to festivals, or if you can't go to this festival because you live too far away. This is what was there, and I don't know, stuff like that. So yeah, we went to Minnesota. Iowa was in there somewhere. I think we went back to Indiana at some point. Oh gosh, now I'm getting confused. We went to, the most exciting one was we went to Colorado. So we went to Estes Park. There is so much to say about that trip, because one, it was super far away. I don't know if it was as far as Maryland. I'm not sure the exact distance, but it was pretty far. They're either the same or like a couple hours difference. I had never seen the Rockies before, so it was just crazy. It was so crazy. Those mountains, I don't know how to describe them other than it feels violent. And I don't know if other people feel that way when they see those mountains, but you can see how I mean, it must have been just a massive earthquake collision of tectonic plates that caused these giant mountains. I mean, well, that's what science says anyway, so that's what happened. But you can see that the rocks, instead of being, you know, level layers, they're like at these crazy angles, straight up, thousands of feet in the air, and it's like, thank God this happened millions of years ago, because I don't know what would happen if I was there when that happened. I'd be dead. Maybe that's when the dinosaurs died. I don't know, but it was intense. Sarah got to saw a bighorn sheep hopping around on the rocks. I didn't get to, and that was the thing I was most excited to see, but I did see just like a random elk grazing, like in somebody's backyard. That was pretty cool. I don't think there are really any moose down there, or maybe there are. I don't know. Moose are complicated. I was reading up about them the other day because I have a lot of questions in my head, and sometimes I just like to look things up. But I was looking up about moose because they're so freaking big. The biggest one ever recorded was like ever caught and recorded. He was like 7 foot 6 inches, 7 and something inches at his shoulder. For perspective, our 4Runner SUV is only like 5'6", 5'8" at the roof. I mean, like, just massive, just massive. Regularly, I think they're like 6'1" at their shoulder. That's not including their head. And the antlers, I don't know. I just really want to see one. My mom and sister say they're really violent. I didn't get that far in my research. Where I am, like, you just don't know that much about moose. Like, you don't really think about that. But we have like an elk park when you get closer to Chicago, like a conservation park or something, and they come up to the fence and they like see the people because they're used to it and whatever. So I mean, I've seen elk before, and yeah, they're really big, but I really want to see a moose someday. Sarah really wanted to see a bear. There weren't any bears that we saw. And when you drive up to Estes, which is right at the beginning of the Rocky Mountain National Park, so it's like right there where you go to see all of the Rocky Mountains. You go through this really long drive driving up through the mountains. So you have these giant cliffs all around you, and I was kind of worried that a boulder would just come and fall on us, but whatever. But you, like, if there were any animals in there, you could see them. But I didn't get to see any of them. When we were, after we set up the show, we went to the Rocky Mountain National Park entrance, which is kind of like past where we were staying and the downtown area of Estes, and it was closing soon, and it's like $20 a person to get in or something, so we were like, we won't do this. So we parked at this little stop before you get into the park, and we went down by the river that's there, and I don't know, is that the Colorado River? I'm guessing, yeah. But we went down by the river, and it was so beautiful. It was incredible. And also, we saw a bunch of sheep poop everywhere. So, and they're like little hoof prints in the like mud and sand. And we were like, well, they were just here, but they're not here anymore. So that was kind of sad, but like cool at the same time to think that like these giant bighorn rams are just coming down for a drink of water and you're right there. Like, it's just crazy. And yeah, we took some pictures. I'll put the pictures here now over my face. Yeah, it's just like really beautiful. And of course, like, photos don't capture how tall these mountains are, and they are extremely tall. I think the tallest peak I was reading was somewhere around like, oh gosh, I don't know. It was really tall. But by the time you get up to Estes Park, you're elevated about 7,000 feet. So the peaks are not as tall looking anymore because now they're only like 3,000 feet instead of 10,000 feet. I don't know if those are the exact numbers, but yeah, so you're just really close to the sky. For a flatlander like me, I was having, well, my mom too, we were all just so dehydrated. We normally drink a ton of water, and like I didn't drink coffee the whole time I was there pretty much because I was so dehydrated. It was so bad. Yeah, and it's so dry. It's a desert. It's a desert up there. I don't know how anybody who lives up there can breathe, but I could barely breathe. My mom was having asthma attacks. It was a mess. Beautiful, but I couldn't live there. I need a little bit more humidity. Not as much humidity as is in this room right now, but a decent amount of humidity is fine. Oh, that reminds me, we went to Kentucky Sheep and Wool. That was too much humidity. It was a lovely place. It's very lush and green and beautiful. Too much humidity. Just a little too much. But anyways, I feel like I've rambled enough about shows. But Colorado, like I just had to talk about Colorado. Oh, we had dinner with leading men. We all went to, well, Queen Bee, SamBee, and I, and then also Steve and Andy from Leading Men went to, oh great, now, the Stanley. I was blanking on the name of it. We went to the Stanley, which is the hotel that inspired Stephen King's, oh gosh, I'm talking so much that now I'm blanking. The one where they're up in the mountains, The Shining. I'm sorry, guys. You know, I was getting really good at this podcast thing, and then I took like 3, 4, I don't know how many months off. 3 months? No, it's like 4 months. It took like 4 months off, and now I'm like not that great at it. Gotta get back in the swing. But yeah, The Shining was based on that hotel. And it's not the same hotel that was in the Jack Nicholson movie. I guess they made like a mini series that they actually filmed at the Stanley. The Stanley isn't far from town. Like, you could walk to town. So, I don't know. Like, I guess I'm not super knowledgeable on how that inspired it. I feel like the one that they used in the Jack Nicholson movie was a much more creepy hotel. It was way bigger than the Stanley. It was still beautiful. It was still very beautiful. There's no air conditioning in the rooms, so I didn't want to stay there, and it's super expensive to stay there, so no. I'm okay with it. I was okay with just going for dinner. It was still really fun. Didn't see any ghosts, unfortunately, but maybe next year we'll see some ghosts. But yeah, now my blood sugar is going low. The things that happen in the heat. Sorry about that. My blood sugar is dropping. I had an applesauce. I might have to take a break because I might be getting even more goofy. Here I am thinking I got bad at podcasting. No, I didn't. My blood sugar just went low. So we'll just wait and see how that goes. Last weekend was Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, which is our all-time favorite show ever. The attendance was a little down this year, which I'm thinking might have been because everybody thought that the area was flooding. At least that's what my friend Lindsay from Shank and Bradley Knits said. The fairgrounds weren't flooded at all. In fact, it was a very dry, very cool, nice fall weekend. I saw a bunch of people there. Driftless Knitter stopped by. Also, Molly from a Homespun House stopped by, and I chatted with her, which was super cool. I had my mom take a photo of us together, and this is how it turned out. Not the best picture. She didn't take a second one. She was wearing her bifocals, and she does not always take the best photos with those on because she's not used to how they work. Sorry, Queen Bee. I told everybody that you have bifocals. Sorry, but there has to be an explanation for why there is that horrible of a picture. But it was really cool. She complimented us on our yarn, which was a huge compliment, and like in and of itself, and was very cool. So I don't think she ever watches this podcast because well, gosh, I think I have like 500 subscribers now. I wasn't really paying attention to subscriber count because I've been like just MIA for so long, but I mean, a good amount of people watch this, like way more than I ever expected. So if you're watching this now, I think you're cool, and we're friends, and we're hanging out now, and that's just awesome. But yeah, I'm still a little goofy from the blood sugar. It could get goofier. I also saw some, I saw Carolyn from the Chain 344 podcast. She was there with her family and her 2 adorable children, and then she like disappeared before I could really talk to her. So Carolyn, if you ever watch this, I'm still a little salty about it, but that's okay. And yeah, just like some awesome people. 2 of these wonderful people, I'll put a picture, these 2 wonderful people, Erica and Ingrid, who are sisters. They stopped by and they were wearing my designs, and I like freaked out a little bit because seeing people wear your designs is just crazy. It's just, I can't describe it. It's so crazy to see people wearing stuff knitted out of our yarn, using my designs, wearing it. It's just the biggest compliment. So, yes, they are in our Hogwarts club. They get our advent calendars, and they're super sweet and cute and adorable, and I love talking with them. I also saw, oh gosh, yeah, I saw them at Minnesota too, but I got to chat a little bit more at Wisconsin, which was nice. I'm saying a lot. I'm really sorry about that. I will try to stop saying so much. I miss Stitches Midwest. I was so looking forward to that one. But I missed it because I got the flu. I was the only one in the whole family who got the flu, and I literally could not go. I was such a mess of just fever and feeling awful. I threw up once. It was terrible. I just didn't eat for a few days then. Yeah, no, I just slept a ton and could barely walk or do anything. It was not good. And that had SamBee and Queen Bee just going and taking care of the whole show, basically. So I didn't get to meet a bunch of people that were there. Our friend Eileen, who is a watcher of the podcast, and I've known her since before we were podcasting. She would stop and talk to us about our yarns because we do a lot of Phantom inspired, and her husband and daughter, I believe, are both huge Doctor Who fans. And yeah, she also makes these adorable stuffed creatures. She knits them, felts them, stuffs them, she designs them and everything. She does adorable hedgehogs. My favorite are her sheep. But a little while back, I asked her if she would make me a peach And I have to show you guys. This is Peach. Doesn't it look just like her? Hey, come here. Yeah, you want to see your twin? She's so cute. Okay, come here. Come here. Oh, I'm trying to do this all one-handed. She loves it. Eileen, she loves the peach. Stop licking it. They look the same. Look. Okay. I'm sorry, it's so goofy. What do you think of the baby peach? She loves it. Eileen also put a heart with the name Peach on it inside it. So now when I am doing shows and missing my real Peach so much, I have a little baby mini Peach to snuggle. You don't have a Sam though to snuggle. She always looks at herself in this thing like, why am I looking at myself? But gee, we're caught in the wool. We're caught in the wool right now. Caught in the wool. Yep. But I love it, Eileen. She is so cute. I love my baby Peach. She's adorable. And she's so soft, just like Peach. What are you looking outside? You hear the goats outside? You hear goats? Okay, so I'm gonna put the baby Peach back here. And I'm gonna have real Peach on my lap for a little bit. Because she needs her attention. Yeah, you need your attention time. Yeah. Also, Peach has some sort of allergy to something that's outside. Yeah, I'm just talking with my hands, honey. It's normal. I don't know what it is that she's allergic to. Some plants, because it always happens when she goes out in the tall grass. And she just starts getting like really itchy skin. So I had to buy the special shampoo for her. And it's been helping. But yeah, she gets a bath every day to every 3 days. Yeah, and you got a bath today, which is a lot of time, but it's helping her, so that's good. I had tried Benadryl, it didn't do anything, and I didn't want to take her to the vet because the vets, all they basically say whenever your dog has skin allergies is they're like, well, try different food, and she was fine on that food for a really long time, and it's high quality, grain-free food. We use the From brand. Yeah. Your food is good. She's like, where's the food? Where's the food? Yeah. But, yeah, no, it's some plants outside, and they just tell you, oh, remove the allergen. But I can't because it's growing all over the place, and I don't know what plant it is. So, she has, like, special lotion and everything. And, yeah, we're gonna put the lotions on you later. She doesn't like the lotion. She doesn't like it. But when I came in here and I started setting everything up and I cleaned off the chair. I had some stuff sitting on it for a long time. And Peach immediately hopped up in the chair and she was like, caught in the wool? Caught in the wool? Caught in the wool? You gonna say it? Caught in the wool? No, I'm just doing it by myself. She likes to make me look like an idiot. Okay, are you two warm? Do you want to go? You want to go lay on your chase? Yeah, she does. She does, but she's so cute. Okay, go on. Sorry, she's so clean and soft and fluffy, and I'm getting cute aggression. So, thank you again, Eileen, for my baby Peach. I adore her. Peach adores her. Peach starts kissing her anytime she sees it, and I don't know. Peach likes stuffed animals. Also, you'll see behind me a little owl there and a little owl there. Those are from our friend. Stop itching. That's another thing. I have to constantly tell her to stop itching. That is from our friend from the Scarf Connection. Duchy, stop. She is a felter, and she creates kits, and I don't know if she teaches classes, but they also make felt hats if you've ever been there, and triangle looms. I have a triangle loom from, because they're a couple, Steve and Aaron. Aaron is the one who does the felting, and Steve is the one who does, he does hats too, he does felting, that he spins, I think they both spin yarn, and they have like a small alpaca farm. They make beautiful felted hats. I have one from them that I should show you guys sometime, but they do wonderful work. And they're at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, if you've ever been. But she made these adorable owls, and she wasn't a huge fan. My mom also got one at this show, but these two she got last February, and I just felt like they were perfect for, I don't know, owl-y stuff. Anyways, yeah, that's all my cuteness. You can see my little spider up there. I think I'm calling her Luca, because she reminds me of Lucas the spider, but it's definitely a girl. So I'm just kind of thinking like Luca. I could call her Lucy or Lucina, but I've been calling her Luca. But yeah. So, if you've ever seen Lucas the spider, it's like this video on like these short little videos of this animated spider. I'm not always a huge fan of spiders, but Lucas the spider is adorable. Look it up on YouTube. So cute. Because you're already here on YouTube, so I mean, why not? Wait until the end of the episode, but like look up Lucas. He's cute. Also, our friend Kate Perrone, she is K.E. Perrone? I'm sorry, Kate. I think I've asked you how you pronounce your last name, but I always think it's Perrone. Maybe it's Piranha? No, it's not. Anyways, she is a huge sweetheart. She does our clubs too, the Tour de Tolkien and the Hogwarts Order of Magical Maker. Hogwarts Order of Magical Makers. Sorry, bear with me, my blood sugar's still low. I'm trying to keep the show going because it's still like getting late and darker and the light is getting worse and worse, but anyways, she showed up. She had a giant bag for shopping, of course. She shows up and she just pulls this out of her bag and says that she got us something because she felt bad about our house situation and that we've been so stressed out. Sorry about the crinkling. I should have taken it out beforehand. But this adorable print, it has honeybees, but they're fluffy, so they actually look like bumblebees. But, you know, honeybees aren't as cute. They're not as aesthetic. But it says honey, 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 all in the little honeycombs. And they are rainbow, beautiful rainbow bumblebees. It is perfect because you know Queen Bee is like the queen of rainbows. SamBee is too. Queen Bee kind of comes up with a lot of the rainbows, and then SamBee likes to dye them, and she does a great job dyeing them. But it's just like this cute, adorable little sock sack, or for like mittens. The inside lining is purple, like this nice rich purple. It's kind of looking a little more violet. That's a little warmer in real life. But yeah, it's drawstring. It's by Fate's Thread. And this is just a lovely constructed bag. The interfacing in it, hear me saying interfacing like I know how to sew. I just talk to my friend Hannah a lot. She sews a lot. The interfacing in it is very stiff, but very thin. So it's just very, I don't know, it holds it really nice. We haven't put anything in it because we're still arguing over who gets to use it. Kate said we have to share, but, you know, we could maybe all put, like, a tiny bit of yarn in here, and then, I don't know, I'm trying to think of ways to share this. I mean, we would have to take turns. That's the only real feasible way to do it, but I don't know, I feel like whoever kidnaps it first is going to get to keep it. I kind of feel like Queen Bee should have it because the housing thing has hit her the hardest, but also it's Queen Bees and rainbows. I mean, it's just perfect for her. Anyways, thank you again, Kate. I know you're watching, you've been bugging me about making this episode, but thank you. It really was so sweet of you. I love it, and I actually might do a giveaway in the future with this Fates threads because I know a lot of people like them, and I really love this bag. It's really, really nice. So I kind of been just talking about gifts, and Queen Bee had gotten me something, and I don't know if it's for me, or it's for all of us to share, but she got me something in the mail, and she said I have to open it. I have to open it on the podcast, which I didn't fully understand, like, why this is a thing, but we're gonna do this. Hopefully it's not too loud. Hopefully I don't need scissors. I kind of forgot to bring those. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, you guys, this is sick. Oh my god. You are kidding me. Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. Do you see these cats? Okay, a little bit of backstory. Shank and Bradley Knits has a smaller version of this giant awesome bag with these fat cats on it. Oh my gosh, and I used to have a black cat. I called him Sirius Black. That was his original name, but sometimes we just called him Black Kitty because it was just cute and it just fit him, but he looked like a little panther. But I imagine that if he ever got spooked, he would look like this. We also have like a few Persians that look like this. We have, we've had them, they're just fluffy little black cats, but this is adorable. They look like pumpkins. They look so fat and cute. Oh my gosh. Alright. I have to take it out because there are things you guys have to see about it. Oh, this one has that nice interfacing too. So this is by QuiltKnitCraft. Cute little logo there. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little sheep and sewing machine. Oh my gosh. Also, I love when people who make bags do this on the zippers. They put like a little charm. So this cute little pumpkin charm. That's adorable. It's also, I mean, it's basically a progress keeper if you wanted to use it because it's on a little lobster hook. So it doesn't have any like lining in the fabric like, I mean, other material inside is just white. But it's also stiff like this bag. I think, I'm trying to feel, yeah, no, they're about equal. They're about like the same exact stiffness. I thought this one was stiffer at first, but I really like this. Oh, this is awesome. Oh my gosh, 2 adorable bags. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Mom. I guess now I have to give her that Bumblebee bag. I'm trying not to get too attached to it, but oh my gosh, look at this massive bag. What am I gonna do with this? I mean, you could definitely make a sweater, I think, in this. Like, it's almost as big, or like a very large shawl. I don't know, but it's adorable. Oh my gosh, I've been dreaming about this bag. Every time I see these fat cats on print, I think, oh my god, I need this. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. Okay, my day is made. Thank you again, Queen Bee. But, oh, wait. Sorry, I disappeared for a minute. Also, my hair is frustrating me because it is so humid. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so it also came with her card. So, I don't want to take it out. but I will also link them in the show notes. I used to put info here. I'm not going to do that unless I know for a fact that I got something wrong, but it just takes forever to edit and do that, so I'm just not doing it anymore because it kind of makes me want to podcast less, just because I know editing takes so long. So from now on, I'm just going to put everything in show notes like everybody else does. But there is a little stitch counter in here, and these, which I think are super awesome, that you can use for all kinds of things. I mean, they're like progress keepers, stitch markers, a nice little darning needle. That's so awesome. Thank you, Kathy, if you ever see this, because I'm going to link you, for this cute little goodie bag, because it's such a good idea. I always need more darning needles. Like, you can't ever have enough of those. Especially when it comes to having to Kitchener heels together, which I'm always doing. So what is next? Oh my gosh, I feel so lucky. So cute. Okay. Okay, so next. Sorry, I'm like looking at this and I'm like, wait, where did I leave off? So next I want to talk about what I've been working on, because this is a knitting podcast. I should tell you guys what I've been working on. Well, I've been super busy. So I haven't been working on as many things as I like to work on. I've been designing, so I couldn't really post too much about that. One of those is right behind me, this giant shawl. Another thing, I'm going to talk about this one first. And if you hear crinkling in the background, it's because Peach likes to step on these bags. I don't know why. She's like the worst. So this is the new brioche cowl. And it hasn't been blocked because I don't think it needs it at all. But if you look, you can see that it looks like knitting. It looks like brioche knitting. So like you have your two-sided, oh gosh, let me struggle with this for a second. You have your two-sided fabric. You have your little V ribs in, this is Birdie Bots here. And then you have it in the Azalea colorway here. So it's a two-sided fabric. It's hot in here, but I'm going to put this on because it is so cute. It's so cute. Oh, this is the seam. And I put the directions on how to kind of do this not as obvious seam in there, but I was working on this design because I love brioche. Part of the reason why I came up with brioche is because I wanted to crochet but create a fabric that's still stretchy and not stiff, more like knitting, because a lot of times crochet I feel like it's just very stiff. And that's good in some scenarios, especially if you're making lace. It just always looks really good. But this is so cozy, and I don't know, it gives crocheters an opportunity to do something that's a little bit more like a knit material. So I actually put some kits together for this. Let me grab the ones that I brought in here. I feel like I'm always disappearing on you guys. Did you see my other shawl back there? I'll show that one in a second. So for the kits, they're not in the shop yet. They will be in the shop. Sorry for the crinkling. Again, sorry for the crinkling. They will be in the shop. When will they be in the shop? This Friday. They'll be in this Friday's update, along with all this beautiful yarn behind me, which I will introduce soon. Just gotta get to it. It's been forever. We need extra time together. And also, if you can tell, I'm feeling a little bit better. My blood sugar's coming back up. So, what I did was I only used about half of a skein of Coquette in each color, a little less than that. So I split up Coquette sock in a few different sets, and I did, you know, just 50 skeins, so you could make this exact cowl. This one here is beautiful autumny colors. This is Miss Frizzle from Magic School Bus, and this one is terracotta. Yes, terracotta. And basically, if you're going to do this cowl, and you can do it and keep going and make an infinity scarf too if you want, you would need more yarn than what's in the kit, but the kits are just exactly what you need for this. Another thing is that when I did this in Coquette, I used an eye hook. So if you are not a crocheter, you can just tune out for a second. Which is typically recommended for a like worsted weight yarn. I told you she's gonna be in the crinkly stuff. Get out of the crinkly stuff. Come on, get out of here. Go lay down. No, she wants to be on my lap. Clingy little girl. I used an eye hook, which, like I said, is used for worsted. And a lot of people, this is the same directions I used for the brioche shawl, which is a little more complicated than this. This is just straight brioche stitch all across, and then you seam up at the end. But I think people have difficulty using such a big hook with thinner yarn. Coquette sock is very fluffy, so it fluffs up decently when you're using it, and I feel like it's a little easier to use on those big hooks. Also, I recommend doing this in a big hook, slightly at least bigger than what is recommended for your yarn weight. At least go up like a whole yarn size. So like if you're doing fingering weight, use what is recommended for like a DK or a light worsted instead. But you could go smaller than the eye hook that I used. The thing is that you want it to be a little bit of a looser crochet. You don't want it to be very tight, because when you do that, you make a stiffer fabric again. And I really wanted this, because it's thinner yarn, to just be looser, lighter, nicer like that. You can use a DK or a worsted to do it too. Same thing, just go up a hook size probably to give you a little bit more of that flexibility. But yeah, actually, wool has great breathability. Like I don't feel super hot wearing this right now, but I'm gonna take it off again. And oof, my hair was wet from a shower. This isn't from sweat. If you see a little bit of wetness in here, it's just from my shower. Yeah, let me grab those other kits. Oh, where did they go? Oh, I put them over here. Peach, what are you doing there? She always wants attention, I don't know. So I have these two. This one is, I think there's one or two of this set. We also had them at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, so I'm not exactly sure what I have left. But the speckle is Merfolk, and this one here is Thunderclap. Yes, Thunderclap is what I remembered it being. But just a very nice bluey green, and then that speckle. And the lights always wash things out, but I'll get some better pics online in the shop. And then this wild one, which is also just, I don't know, it's really washing it out. Let's see if the black helps. No. I mean, it's just a little overexposed. So just imagine this being like stark lime green. And this one, which is Flu Powder, that has shots of that lime green in it, and then teal, and it's got a base color pretty much white. It's got some black in there too, charcoaly color. Super cute. Then I also have the original, which is Azalea and Birdie Bots, like the one behind me. I couldn't find that one. We might have sold out of it, but I'm gonna list more of those anyway because it's the original, and it's super cute and feminine, isn't it? It's just very cute and feminine. I don't know. And I thought it was gonna maybe be too wild, but when I put it on, I really liked it. So I was like, I could rock that. You could rock it. Anybody can rock anything. You just have to work it, girl. Or guy. I don't know what's the saying, guys. I'm not trying to not be inclusive. But next I want to show you this massive thing because, well, that took some time. This took forever to design and knit. Actually, I did it pretty quickly, but oh my gosh, it's so big. I did it pretty quickly, all things considered, as far as days that it took to finish it. But I had never designed a half circle shawl before, and I mean, it's just massive. I will post photos of this. They're posted already on Instagram and everything, but I'll put some here now. That's Haliana modeling it, and of course she's, you know, just really working it, but it is just giant. Hi again. This is the Turazmara shawl. Now, Turazmara means Voyager in Scottish Gaelic. And so I do, if you are familiar with my designs, you know that I do a shawl every year. Every Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, I've been designing a shawl for Outlander. And the shawl, like, I mean, it completely wraps around me. Woo! Gotta get my hair out of the way. It completely wraps around me. Half circle shawls are also wonderful in the fact that they just lay very nicely across your shoulders, and they don't really fall off. But yeah, it's just lovely. Like, I am so happy with how this turned out. It's definitely the most beautiful thing I've ever designed, and knit, both. It's just, I love it. My friend Hannah, she tested and knit that sample behind me. I'm not going to take it down because it took forever for me to get it up there, but I will be posting pictures of that one soon. It hasn't been photographed yet, but oh, my blood sugar is still dropping. Be right back. Okay, I had another applesauce, so we're good to go. Where was I? I make a Outlander shawl design every autumn. Every September I release it for Wisconsin Sheep and Wool. I've kind of gotten more advanced in my designs as I've gone along, because as I've gotten better and more adventurous in knitting, I figure my designs can too. This one is the only one that is advanced though, because a lot of my designs I like to keep pretty simple. I want people to not be intimidated to make them. But this one, I just had it in my head, and I just had to do it. So the colors in this one are, it takes 3 yarns. So this variegated up here, down here, down here, is Together in Edinburgh. The solid is Honey, and this light purple speckle is Scottish Thistle. And I don't know, I guess I kind of feel like this takes so much time to talk about, and I don't know if I want to talk about the whole thing right now and tell you guys like thoughts behind every stitch, because there really were. But I will tell you that it took me a long time to plan out exactly where I was going to put each color, because the shawl originally calls for, what, do you want to sit on my lap? Okay. You come here, baby. The shawl originally calls for a solid, a speckled, and a variegated. So if you want to do this, you can take completely contrasting colors. Like, they do not have to complement in any way. These ones complement the variegated in it. So there are shots of this lighter, cooler purple in this variegated down here, and also the gold. Yes, what do you think? Yes, I know. She's upset. She's like, well, where is my sweater to wear? Where is my sweater to wear? But you're so distracting. Ooh, what was I saying? So, each stitch actually is designed to show off that yarn specifically. So the placement is designed to complement the yarn that it's knit in. So I did a little bit more complicated work in the speckled because it can still show off your complicated stitches. I stuck with more simple textured things for the variegated because they can be the most distracting from your stitch work. And the solid is where I did this super advanced lace stitch. It's not super advanced. You can do it. It is a slip knit and then pass slip stitch over sort of deal in it, which is the most complicated stitch. Otherwise it's just yarn overs, knit two together, slip knits, all of that stuff. If you know the basics of any of that, and also casting on, then you can casting on like mid-stitch. I think that might be done somewhere in here. No, it isn't. Actually, that would be done if I had done a classic picot border, but this is picked up along the edge and knit on. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think that if I wasn't in such a rush to have had to get it done, I would have enjoyed it even more. But I was kind of in a rush and kind of worried that things weren't going to work out and that Hannah might not get hers done in time. So, but yes, so it is a fun knit. I loved it because every time that you started to get a little bit tired of the stitch you were doing, you pretty much change, and you change color, you change stitch, and it kind of lays out in just this really pretty classic way. You could do like more adventurous colors. We have some kits that are rainbows up in the shop, but I'm in love with it. Like, I would definitely knit one again. I don't know when I will have time to knit one again, but I want to knit one again. And we do have kits. Ooh, sorry. I don't know if you guys, was my sound like really bad for a minute there? Sorry about that. I do have kits available for it. Okay, sorry about that. I had to check and make sure that the sound wasn't terrible. It was pretty bad for a while there, I'm sorry. When I went to, I actually have my applesauces in front of me, and I have my microphone sitting on there, and the microphone fell behind the applesauce box after I had gotten more applesauce. It's just a mess. You know, of course, I would have constant low blood sugar when I tried to film for the first time in forever. Of course that would happen. But anyway. We have picked out kits for this shawl. So this original color trio will be available. The one behind me will be available. I'm actually going to show off the colors that are in that shawl in next week's episode. Yes, I'm going to film weekly now because next week we're going to do a bit of an Outlander update on the online shop, but this week is Harry Potter, so I'm going to be keeping with Harry Potter and kits in this episode because we're already like, I think like almost at an hour. I don't know, I've had to stop a few times and now I'm at a whole new video, so I don't even know what's going on, guys. My blood sugar keeps going low, I don't even know. But I wanted to show you guys some of the kits that we had picked out. I want to knit several of these. I brought some that I love. I brought some that I'm like, yeah, you know, it's not the one that I would pick. But I just want to show you, I gotta show you some of these. So, first things first. We have the Netherfield Ball set. Ooh. It's just, this is one of my all-time favorites. I don't know, I always want to knit with orange. I am not crazy about orange, but just this, oh my god, this is beautiful. So this is Netherfield Ball, which is a, it's inspired after the ball in the BBC 1990 something version of Pride and Prejudice. Oh my gosh. This is Ponyo by the Sea, which is Miyazaki inspired. And this is Silver Lining. So, with this shawl, you would use this as your variegated. This would be your speckle. It's dyed very similarly to Scottish Thistle. Get off of the plastic, you little brat. And this would obviously be your solid. So I'm not going to tell you the names of all of them, but I'll just show you, I'm going to show you some of these because they're just beautiful. Here I have the bag end set, and these are all, of course they're all tagged, so the tags are getting in my way. This is a much darker set, but this is one of my favorite colors. This is bag end from the Tolkien collection. This is the Old Forest, which was released at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool and will also be released online next week or the week after. I'm not sure yet, but I will show you more of that next time. If you want it now, you have to get it in the kit. But then this is Black Walnut, which is a nice deep earthy brown. Ooh. Then I brought a lighter one. A Luna Lovegood set. And I'm going to show you more Luna Lovegood in a little bit. But, yes. Ooh, another deep earthy set. I mean, we just kind of put together tons of these are one-of-a-kind sets. So this is your speckled, your variegated, your solid. I mean, they would all be beautiful. You can also totally stash dive. The one thing that I do recommend is you want a wool nylon blend for this. You can go silk. I had a few people at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool who insisted on doing this in silk. I would not want to try to block it because you do have to block aggressively to get the most out of your lace. Personally, I wouldn't do it, but if you really, really, really want it in a silk blend, then go for it. Also, I didn't bring my shawl pin, of course. I never have it together, guys. Never. Okay. And I brought two more, but this isn't all that we have. I didn't bring any of the rainbows because I think they were in another box. So I just brought our more classic tones. So this is Sen, another Miyazaki one, another one that is dyed very similarly to, and of course, hair everywhere, this colorway, Scottish Thistle, but in corals, kind of like blush tones, a little bit of orange, this beautiful blue, and this colorway, which is to die for. So I am totally feeling blushy colors, corals, oranges, reds. This is a new Game of Thrones color. This is Ygritte. So Jon Snow's girlfriend from what was it, like the second season, third season? I need to rewatch that. But, what's her name in real life? Rose Leslie? I think that's it. You know, they're married now, so, I mean, this could never get old. This is, like, inspired from her fiery red hair, of course, all that snow around her, you know, the bright blue of her eyes, her blushy cheeks. She's beautiful, so, I mean, you have to do a colorway off of her character. I mean, she's so feisty. Oh, I think this would be beautiful in literally anything. This shawl especially. I mean, just imagine it. Just imagine it. It would be so striking. Okay. That's one of the ones I'm in love with. Just these oranges. Maybe it's the time of year. I don't know. Okay, and that's all I brought for, like, just to talk about the kits. But, more about the shawl. So I was, like, not sure if I wanted to talk more about it. Remember I said that? But I don't know. I think it's just because my blood sugar keeps going low and I'm feeling a little wonky. But, I don't know. Just looking at it makes me want to knit another. Maybe I'll kidnap one of these orangey skeins. They're kind of like fall-like. They would go great in my new my new Halloween bag. But anyways, about this shawl, it is knit in fingering weight. You could totally do it in more heavier weight yarn. It would take a lot more and it would be a heavier shawl. But part of the inspiration behind Voyager and deciding to do a shawl that is inspired by just the nature of Outlander, of going on voyages, of being a constant traveler between time and space. I think I really wanted to embody that in my design. You know, my past designs, they all have their meaning as well, but this one, I wanted everything from choosing your colors to going through that process of knitting and constantly the back and forth between the different colors, but every time you're doing a new stitch, that kind of is the feeling that Outlander gives me. Like, things are familiar, but things are different. You have to kind of, if you're stash diving, you kind of have to make do with what you find. I think that that's really a cool experience. I don't know, knitting is such an experience. It takes so long. I mean, we call it slow fashion for a reason. I feel like when I design things, I want them to have a story. Like, I want you to feel like, I don't know, I want you to feel an experience when you're knitting it. So that's what this one is. I mean, it's supposed to be a voyage, the whole process. And also, I wanted it to be in a fingering weight. Coquette specifically is what I knitted in, because it's so woolly and, I don't know, rustic feeling in a way. It's still very soft. I mean, it's still super washed, still super soft, but it's very rusticy feeling and woolly, and it is warm, but also lightweight enough that you could travel in it and you're not going to feel burdened down. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I put a lot of thought and feeling and research into it. Gosh, it took me forever to decide on the stitches, but if you notice, there's a lot of triangles. Triangles were a huge theme in this, or not triangles, diamonds. Diamonds were a huge theme in this. Pretty much all of the stitches have some sort of diamond theme to them, so that's kind of what brings it all together. But I don't know, I just felt like that's a good classic, like King Charles brocade is what I think this one is called. That's one of the names for this stitch, which is just knit and purl. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of also pick stitches that they would use in that time period. They did do a lot of lace work, a lot of shawls. I know that Claire wears a lot of heavy knits, chunky knits, and I think that they do a great job with the aesthetic of those, and I do think they're beautiful, and people have done plenty of designs on those, but I want to kind of, with my designs, do something a little different, and I wanted them to be a little more like you are knitting something that somebody would actually knit back then, which is a lot of lace work. That's what they did in a lot of their shawls. Almost everything was knit in finer yarns. So, yeah. So that's the Turismara, and I love it. I don't know. Actually, interestingly enough, is I sold more kits at the September show, Wisconsin Sheep and Wool, of the one behind me than this one. Which, I don't know, I feel like this is the one that I really picked out. I picked out these colors, and everybody worked together to pick out those ones, so I feel like, yeah, you know, of course it's the dyers picked out the better color combo, but, I love this one. I think it's so feminine, but also very, natural, with that honey in there. I don't know. I think it's a sweet shawl, but, yes, I am going to put it over my shoulders now, because actually it's not that, and yeah, now you can see once I readjust, you can kind of see how it sits over your shoulders real nice like that, and I have it like bunched up, but yeah, no, it just really drapes nice. It's one of those shapes that you don't have to fidget with a ton. I was fidgeting because I couldn't get it past my dang hair. I should put it back, but it's too hot to mess with it too much. So I'm just throwing it on my face. Okay, now what's next on the agenda? Because my blood sugar keeps going low and I keep losing my place. Okay, and my hair is frizzing out from the humidity. You know what, guys? Oh, also, clearly, this is a new favorite of my colors. I love teal. I clearly love orange now. But now everything is kind of this mauve, plum. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Ooh, okay, so we're close to wrapping up for this episode. Of course, I have a million other things to tell you, but I'm not going to get to it today. But I wanted to show you guys these new yarns that are going to be in the shop on Friday, because it's a huge Harry Potter update. I feel like we might have done bigger updates in the past of just Harry Potter, but this one is pretty big as far as just new colorways. So, I'm just going to work my way over, so everything you see behind me will be in this update. This is Butterbeer, and it looks a lot paler. Of course it looks paler. Oh, that looks a little better. See this darker tone in here? The whole skein is basically that color, and then you get even deeper for those deep ones. But this one is very glowy because this is that silk blend that I do not recommend for this shawl. Some people are determined, but Butterbeer is a lovely color. And we have that 3 broomsticks colorway too. Oh, that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's a lot. And then of course it washes out again. That's a lot more accurate, I feel like. And then there it is on Squishy Sock. So Coquette, Squishy Sock. And we have this color in the same dye color in the 3 broomsticks. So if you want to pair them up in, say, this shawl, you could totally do that. You could pair them up and do them in a Return to Lallybroch shawl. You could do them in basically anything. A 2-color gathering shawl, which I personally think this would be divine in. But there's so many things I want to knit, but I am currently, like I said, I can't show you what I'm currently working on because I don't know if I got to that. I'm sorry, my brain is not working because of the low blood sugar. I'm sorry for this messy episode. Just forgive me. don't unsubscribe. I will be better next time. I will make sure that I'm running a little higher next time. But I want to knit all of these things, but right now I have to focus on winding minis for the Advent and also, well, all the Advents. And also designing the mystery knit along, which I am almost done with. I am more than halfway done with it. I haven't written it down. I haven't written down the episodes. I haven't written down the directions exactly because I keep switching it up to try to see the exactly like the best, smoothest way to do this, but I can't give it away. It's going to be so much fun. I'm actually going to release it for everyone, so even if you're not doing our Advent and you want to just do a mystery knit along through December as your Advent instead and use up your own scraps or mini skeins that you might trade with your friends, you can totally do that as well. But it will be on Ravelry probably starting in November. I can't post photos of it, but it will be available there, and then you will get the mystery knit along updates every day in December. But yes, so here is Butterbeer. And yeah, it just looks way lighter in here, but it's a deeper, it's deeper. It's similar toned, but deeper. I don't know. And then here we are with one of my all-time favorite colorways ever. Oh my gosh. This is Professor Lupin. Professor Lupin? Ah. Okay, so I love Professor Lupin a lot. You see how I'm molesting these skeins? Okay, so I'll show you more of them. They have this amazing speckle to them, but they're also variegated. This one is bubble sock, so it's got that silk in it again. This one is coquette, and you can see more of that speckle. It's kind of got like this nice navy speckle in there. Speckles over the gray and the shroom type color, because we have colorway, a solid called shroom. And just like, again, this orangey, just, I don't know. And then squishy sock. And squishy sock, since it's merino nylon, takes the colors a little bit more vibrantly. Well, I mean, this is just as vibrant and saturated, but you know, they all take them differently. Sometimes you can see the color definition better because of how this is spun. But I love Coquette. Coquette's like my go-to for everything, just because Coquette is so versatile. So if I don't know what I'm doing right away, I pick Coquette because I know that I can make a really nice shawl. It'll work great into a sweater, a fingering weight sweater. I know I can double it up and do a worsted with it. That'll be delightful. Or I can just do, oh my gosh, look at this black, like, deep color speckled over this. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with the skein yet, but I'm doing something with one of these. Probably Coquette, like I said, because you can do anything with it. You could make socks on size 1s. You could double it and do socks on size 4s. Any of that. But yes, that's Professor Lupin. I love Lupin so much. He's one of my favorite characters of all time. I loved him the most, and then I met Sirius Black in the books. I'm not crazy about Sirius Black and Remus Lupin in the movies. It kind of ruined it for me a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. Oh, I guess I didn't tell you guys the logic between these colors. Ooh. Because they're like I said, we always put thought between them into them. See that deeper speckling, and you can kind of see that it's lighter in areas and darker. So you know when you pour beer and it's foamy, that's this. And then also the speckles kind of give you that effect of the bubbliness. So yeah. And then Remus Lupin is just, you have that it's just very manly, I feel like. You know, navy and sophisticated yet tattered. Definitely reminiscent of nighttime, the moon, a golden moon, a red moon, a nice silvery moon. I feel like in the movie he wears a lot of these tones, like the shroom color I said, and I think he even wears this like brown, this like almost chocolatey brown. It's got a tint of pinkiness though to it. I feel like he wears a lot of that, but I don't know, maybe it's just in my memory. I don't know, it's kind of like has this tattered effect. Let me just stuff these in here badly. There we go. I'll let them sit back there. And then you guys might remember this from earlier. Luna! Okay, everybody loves Luna. What I was saying about Ramus and Sirius is that, I don't know, I didn't like the actors that played them as much. I think it's because I might have had like a childhood crush on them, and then when they were like super old guys, I was kind of like, not feeling this. I mean, Gary Oldman and, oh shoot, I'm not going to remember his name. Whoever plays Lupin, they're not super old, but, you know, when you're like 12, they feel super old. I was older than that, maybe 14, 13, 14, I don't know, somewhere around there, but this is Luna. And you know, for Luna, we just wanted to do something that was kind of crazy, kind of vibrant, but still girly, because I feel like she is still very girly in a lot of ways. Not girly. I don't know, I feel like girly isn't a bad term. She's very, I don't know, she likes to wear pink. She likes to wear cute things. I don't know. It's also similar to some of the tones that are in that quibbler that you see her carrying around in the film. We did a colorway based on that for the Hogwarts Order of Magical Makers recently, but that's not going to be released for a while because we just did it for August's club, I believe it was. Was it August? I think so. Yeah, I think so. But, yeah, she's got some, like, cute speckles in there. It's just a really awesome variegated. Very fun. And then you can see it on all the bases here. So we have from this one to this one, we have the bubble sock, the squishy sock, and here we have squishy DK. And you know I love my DK socks, so I actually wanted to talk to you guys about that. Okay, DK socks. So, if you pay attention to our social media and stuff, you'll know that we have a pattern called Sockaday Socks, which are DK socks. We knit them, we recommend knitting them with our squishy DK base, which is 75-25 superwash merino and nylon. They make wonderful socks. You knit them on a size 3, a US 3, and people wonder, well, how do they feel in your shoe? How do they hold up? So I brought a pair that I finished a little while ago. I might have shown them on here. I'm starting to forget everything that I showed in the past. I feel like that's going to happen even if I didn't take this break and I just podcast weekly. But I brought my Stranger Things ones, and I wear them in wool shoes. I've worn them in my Uggs. I've worn them in sandals around. I'll show you the bottom. So you can see the bottom is a little faded in spots. Just a little. But they have been holding up wonderfully. I love them, and in fact, I am going to be knitting more of these. They seriously, they work great. Also, I had all of this and then some left over, so that's like a nice, at least 8-inch leg. I don't know. If you want the pattern does have 3 patterns technically in it, so It has this broken rib version, a regular vanilla version, and a regular ribbed version. And yeah, it's I love it. I love it for socks. I also love it for hats. I just love that base squishy sock or squishy DK. It's just so fat and squashy. I love it. But yes, that was Luna. And she's going to be in the shop with all the bases. And let's do Prisoner of Azkaban. This is also one of my favorite colorways ever. I have a skein on Coquette, so this is it on Coquette. And if you remember the poster for this movie, the third movie, it's very much these colors. This is Squishy Sock. It's got that black in there for drama. I love it. It's got a little bit of green. It's definitely those same tones from the movie specifically that you see at the end. Like when they take the time turner and they go back in time and Harry and Hermione go and they save Buckbeak and they save Sirius. Oh my gosh, it's kind of hard. You know, it washes out my light colors and then is too dark the lighting for my dark colors. That's just going to happen, I suppose, but it's just beautiful. So this is Squishy DK, and I think it would make amazing socks. Oh, I don't have a bubble sock in it, but I brought 2 squishy socks. Just beautiful. I love it. When my mother dyed this for the Hogwarts Order of Magical Makers Club, I took one back in the Coquette. This was before we started doing all the bases. That's another thing. We do have all of our bases available now in our monthly yarn clubs. So you can order your clubs on DK, Aran Weight, any of our sock yarns. So if you were holding back because you don't like to knit with sock yarn, don't worry about that anymore. Oh, sorry guys, I'm fumbling. That's kind of the problem with this thing. I love this milk table behind me. It's called a milk table. I don't know why, but that's what it's called. I love it, but it's still frustrating. Okay, so the same thing as Butterbeer is happening with this, but this is Pygmy Puff. So Pygmy Puff is a variation in intensity of pinks, and it's not this blue. I wonder if I put something that is blue with it, if it'll take up the right color. I don't know. I don't know enough about filming, but here it is on all the bases. So this isn't a super variegated colorway in colors, like tones. You do have the changes in intensity in that pink, and then you have little flecks of purple throughout. And here it is on DK, Squishy Sock, and Bubble Sock. And it's just super cute for something simple, something girly. I think it would make a great anything for like a little girl. That's the DK one. Also, pink socks. Who doesn't want pink socks? It's also not like a Pepto-Bismol pink. It's just a nice girly pink. It's almost like the same pink in, it's not, you get kind of the same pink in spots in Luna, but Luna is much darker, but you get that same kind of tone, so this is way paler, and you saw it, we had it together with Luna in this shawl kit, And I think that they would just be beautiful together. But yeah, so all of these yarns will be in the shop. I wanted to clean, but I can't clean right now. I'm talking to you guys. They will be in the shop this coming Friday, so third weekend in September. They will be up 7 p.m. CST on Friday. I'm super excited about it. I don't know currently what's in the shop as far as, what am I trying to say? As far as Harry Potter colorways, but I'm going to double check on that. I think that I'm going to definitely make sure we have 3 broomsticks, because I think that for anything you could pair up that butterbeer and 3 broomsticks together, and it would just be, it would be gorgeous. So I'm going to double check on that. And yeah, okay, on to our next order, last order of business. You might have seen on social media, we didn't post it, but we had paired up with, sorry, Ziploc bag. We had paired up with Bijou Basin to do a one-time run of colors. And we did, these were the ones that we got to test the dye on, because Bijou Basin is a yak ranch, and they also have yarn on all kinds of exotic fibers. We don't typically use tons of exotic fiber just because there are only certain projects you can really use them in. They don't always have the same stretch, so if it's not a wool blend as well. But this is our Space-Time Continuum colorway from Doctor Who. And this is Jamie from Outlander. And I have 2 different bases here, one in each color. So these 2 here are a little shinier than the other. This is Gobi, their Gobi base, and Gobi has a, oh good, it brightened up. It exposed it a little. Exposure. Gobi is, I believe, 50/50 camel silk. I lost the tag, but I will put all that information below. It's very soft. I don't know if you would want to do it in much other than maybe a shawl, but it's like a sport weight. And then we have their Himalayan Summit, which is a little squishier, a little, or wait, let me find the tag. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. It's in my Ziploc bag. Himalayan Summit, which is 50 yak, 50 superfine merino. Yeah, I was gonna say it feels woolier. It's still very soft because it's got that yak in there, but superfine merino is anyway. Neither of these are superwash, because you can't superwash exotic fibers, really. I know that our superwash MCS base, so merino cashmere silk, it has superwash merino in it, but the cashmere and the silk are not superwash. You don't really have to worry about that, but when it's this quantity of a blend, I mean, I guess they just don't put the superwash merino in there. It's just regular merino. Still very soft, but will, so is this a fingering weight? It will, I can't find this. Where does it say the weight? It's not telling me. Am I just not? I would say it's like a sport weight. Again, it's like a sport weight. It will felt on you, so be careful of that. But very soft, very lovely. So, why am I showing you these? Well, Bijou Basin sold out in a weekend of all the yarn that we dyed for them, which is awesome for them. We are very busy, so we don't know if we're ever going to be able to dye anything else for them in the future, but I am going to be giving away these skeins. So 4 lucky winners, 4 skeins. And it's just going to be random of who gets which one. Unless the winner is allergic, in which case I don't think you should apply. I mean, you can try. I'm just kidding. But I don't think anybody's really allergic to this kind of stuff. But yes, these are lovely. The colors are so rich and beautiful on this, and I'm not going to ever get a chance to use it. None of the other Bumblebees are either, so, oh my goodness. Sorry. It says hair, it's the humidity. So I'm giving these away. So, how do you enter the giveaway? Also, this is because it's fall. These are very autumny colored. I've been away for forever, so let's just get a good, happy kick into things. Kick, start. Again, low blood sugar. It's happened like 3 times in this episode filming. Just give me a break, guys. Just give me a break. So, I have the rules written down. This giveaway is dubbed Fall Spectacular Spectacular Giveaway. That's what Queen Bee wanted to name it. I kid you not. So that's what we're naming it. I think it's appropriate. It's perfect. It's cute. It's very good. So there will be 4 winners. This is what you have to do to win. You have to like, subscribe, all that stuff here on YouTube, and comment. And I want to know your favorite thing about fall. I will also be posting this in Ravelry. So for Ravelry's sake, if you could go and follow us on Ravelry, that would be great too. I will have all the details here and on Ravelry. Our Ravelry group is Bumblebee Farm. I'll link it below, like I always do. Yeah, but comment here on YouTube your favorite thing about fall. And then watch, because I am going to be announcing the winner on the podcast. I can't give you the exact date because I'm never that good with, it'll be the first week in October. So look for the first week of October. I will be announcing the winners for this. And then you will have to be here and you'll have to watch to know if you won or not, because I can't message anybody here on YouTube. I can't send you a message. I can comment back to you and then say, hey, you won. But yes, so tell us your favorite thing about fall. And also a bonus, because I just love this when we did this with spring. Please tell me like what you would make with it. If you have an idea, let me know what you would make with it. And then it's not going to be random winners. All of us bees are going to pick one winner. So I'm going to pick one. Queen Bee will, SamBee will, and Baby Bee, which is Haliana. She will be picking a winner too. So you will have 4 chances to appeal to one of us with your favorite thing about fall. Bonus points if you tell us what you will be making with it. And yes, so first week in October. If everything goes well, that's when you will find out in that podcast. So it'll be like 2 podcasts in between and then that one. But yes. Sorry I'm not like so good with timing, you guys. It's just my life is hectic, and with like not knowing when we're moving, I don't know when exactly I get to film or not. So I have good intentions, and then just whatever happens, happens. But yeah, it's been a crazy summer, crazier than ever any before. It's just so great to sit and chat with you guys again. I'm going to see if Peach wants to come here. Peach, come! Peach, come! Peach, you want to get caught in the wool? No, she's sleeping. She's not sleeping, she's just laying there staring at me. I think she might want to take a nap, and maybe I'm upsetting her nap schedule. Oh my gosh, Peach, I'm so sorry. She's a spoiled brat. Anyways, it was lovely seeing you guys. I'm going to be linking everything that I talked about down here in the description. I will also be linking it all in show notes on the cotton and the wool thread in the Bumblebee Acres farm group on Ravelry. If you could like and subscribe and tell your knitting friends about our podcast, that'd be great. Thank you again for watching and for getting caught in the wool with me, getting caught in the wool with Baby Peach. Doochie, do you want it? Do you want the baby? Doochie? No, she doesn't want it. Well, thank you, Eileen, because now I have a Peach that will always cuddle me and doesn't have to be a brat all the time. But yes. Okay, well, I'm gonna go edit this video and hopefully have it up soon. And yeah, but it's another long rambling ending that my that Queen Bee always gives me a hard time about, but it is what it is. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye.
Hello! Hello! Oh, you're a model, pretty. How do you think you might feel in Illinois where it's humid? I can't use your rope, but you know what? I can stuff chickens with it. I can stuff little chickens with it. So cute. You're so cute.
You are the sweetest little thing.
And this is a little girl. Hello. Let's just bring them. Let's just bring them. Hey.
Yeah, you were telling me before, I don't know if you remember me, with Pygoras. Yeah, that's right. This is my daughter.
They're so cute.
Bring him home.
Oh yeah, look at that face. Oh my gosh. Hey cutie. Hey cutie. Ooh, look at that wool. Look at your fibers, so curly. Cutie. Bah. Bah. Oh, shake it. Shake it, cutie. Hi, cutie. You're a hot tamale. Yeah. Oh. Oh, you're. Oh. Oh. Hello. Hello.
Eat some real food first. Let me go to the
Hey,
restroom.
cuties. You look like little stars. Hey, you're a star. Oh, look at that hay. Look at that hay.